Hello everyone. So, well, we are back for the PM session and the market is still there. That is so interesting. Alright, give me just one moment to check if I'm audible clearly or not. Yeah, that's pretty much okay. Okay, so I'm just going to remove this, place this. Looks interesting, all that consolidation. You see, there's not been much of a range since 9:30. I mean, of course, there has been a range, I get that, but it's pretty much range bound. Now, the lunch macro is starting. Let's see if the market still presents our narrative for a bearish run, right? And pardon my lethargy a bit, actually, I just dozed off. So, yeah, just bringing back that energy. So, let's have a look at NQ. Pretty much the same, nothing different. Both of them are still consolidating right there where we left them. Now again, all that consolidation is something interesting. See that? No. I removed the breaker level just for the clarity. It's okay. We know there's a breaker there. We've already established that, and now the question is, which run are we looking at? I'm trying to be much more on the balance side for this session, not having a clear bias and waiting. No, I'm not confused. I just simply want to be without a bias right now because I don't know what the market is doing. But I also have established narrative for everything. We are looking at that high and like those lows which look very out of reach at the moment. I do think we should be attacking those only, but still I'll just stay unbiased for the moment and let's just see what the market presents to us. we have this gap in mind, which we saw the pre-session, like in the AM session as well, and we chose to just wait for it. You see that 2-minute gap, right? It has my attention still. I am looking what the market does. If it comes down, this would be like, if we are selling, that would be the first target. If we are going, or we are thinking of good, then that is where the entry would be presented. I'm still trying to be unbiased for this session. I'm again saying it because I just want clarity on my part. I don't want to be confused. Still, my bias is most likely bearish. I mean, I'm still on the bearish side. You see all these stops there. I would expect them to be taken. And we also have a divergence already. If you haven't noted that, you should probably. Right? See that? But the divergence in itself means nothing. We know that, right? We already know that. There is no confusion there. You see, had it broken that low, that one, and then come back to it and consolidating, I would have sold right there. But it has not broken the low, and therefore I will not be engaging it. I'm not even engaging that gap right now. That's why I've removed it. It's pointless at the point, because we still have a low to be broken, and if that low is now broken, we have a consolidation in between. That gap has no scene to play. It does have a scene to play if we are breaking above, because that will be the very gap that would be used to go long. Okay, so let's see. Now, well, what if this session is also, this session also lacks any action whatsoever? Well, then it lacks the action. There's nothing we can do, because as much as I wanted to do live, I realized that already that this can be a problem, because I just don't go ahead and keep taking trades. I am like very selective of them most of the times, unless I'm tilting, because I do tilt too, of course. Everybody tilts, I guess, in general. So yeah, let's see where the market's interests are. Still, go ahead and mark that gap out. That's a 2-minute gap. Isn't it weird? We can't just sit and watch the market most of the times. I mean, I'm not, I'm not, I'm not looking for anything particular. I'm still getting to know myself, how I function, how I don't function, you know. And the best thing, the main thing, in fact, is can I keep the focus on myself rather than, everything else, like who's listening, what am I saying, any kind of judgment that blocks me from opening up in a sense. I'm also analyzing that in this whole run, like doing live streams. It's my first day today. I've been doing pretty much fine, honestly speaking, at least for me. And the only thing is, I don't want to be affected by being on live. That's the whole point. I came here. I won't say I came here for a reason. I just wanted to do it. Honestly speaking, I really wanted to do it. Like from a very long time, I've been wanting to do it. But for some reason or the other, I would just, you know, procrastinate. इसीलिए अब आ गया हूँ, तो अब मैं करूँगा whatever needs to be done. I'll just simply do it. And right now, fortunately, unfortunately, it's not a market that I would like to engage. It is what it is. I'm not touching this. Now, this is where, in general, I would expect a rejection. If we are bearish, this is exactly where we should reject. And if we are not bearish, actually, this is exactly where we would, break out and move higher, probably for 25,394. But yeah, as much as I said that I will keep myself balanced, I think I'm still bearish. I'm still looking at it from that lens. I'm not able to change it, which is, it doesn't happen most of the time, but especially when market is like this, it tends to happen that way. I just don't know when in this scenario, but if the market presents me, it will want to go down. If not, it will just keep consolidating and moving higher. That's how I see it at this given point. The next candle would be volatile. Let's see what direction it's volatile in. That's what we really need to see. I don't want to go into, see, I told you it's going to be volatile. Like, this is boring stuff, You think if you think that this is something wow, that that the next candle was going to expand in a volatile manner, it's nothing wow, it's basic. I mean, it's really basic. There's nothing else to it. And if you really practice it enough and if you do it the right way, with the right intentions, this is just a normal Tuesday for you, like a normal Monday in this case for you. You just know that the next candle would expand. If because you're watching, you're just there. I don't know why, but I'm not able to make up my mind to go long in this scenario. I mean, I just can't. I'm trying my best to be unbiased and stay with the market. It's most likely going higher, but I don't want to touch it. You see this right here? That's what I'm talking about. Not that this worries me in any sense. I'm more interested in seeing it reject and move lower than take support and move higher. It is what it is, man. Today I'm biased. And honestly, now I don't want to fight that biasness. Yes, I'm bearish as long as the market shows me something where I feel okay, we are not bearish. Until then, I'm bearish. And right now, I'm still bearish. If I don't get any trade for a day, I will not die. Simply. Like, I will just still be, right? So just be. I'll wait for my setup. Next candle. Let this complete. 2.5 minutes is still remaining. So let this complete, and my interest is in watching the next candle, what it does. Like, a lot of interest is there for me. See the way it's moving higher, do you see the lack of energy? The market lacks the speed. I'm not saying it can't go higher, it can still go higher, but it is not in the right condition to engage for a long. That's for sure. That is something I know for sure in my heart, and I'm going to follow that whatsoever. Even if I don't get a trade, or even if I get into a losing trade, for whatever reason, which I don't think, not in the sense of 100% accuracy, but in the sense that the logic is very on point, and in such market conditions, until unless the logic really plays its hand, you will not know, and therefore you wait for the right time, or wait for the right moment. Right now the best objectives are this and that gap. I'm not looking for these lows yet, especially when the market is so overextended. Five-minute candle is about to complete. Still 40 seconds there. Now I like the way these candles have closed for the 5 minute, and the next candle would make it obvious as to where the market is headed. That's how I'm seeing it. Still my direction remains lower, but this candle should be obvious. In my opinion, it should just, for NQ, it should just rip through this gap, make another gap, come back into it and sell off. That's what I'm looking at right now. Let's see if it does that. Still lackluster overall. It's a dull session today for me and for anybody watching this as well. Like, it's a dull session. Now, can it get animated? It sure can. Will it get animated? I don't know. This is where I'm like, fuck. Alright. The next candle should expand lower and with energy. If we are in the right direction and in the right narrative, we should see energy. Waiting for ES to also jump the gun and drop lower, but it's not willing to. Alignment is absolutely necessary for a high probability trade. I mean, very important that you align correlated markets and then put on a trade. I'm happy about the fact, honestly speaking, that I'm able to be here live and still not be carried away by my emotions. When I mean emotions, I mean mostly boredom. I mean, I know I've not been carried away in my sessions most of the times until unless I've tilted, but I didn't know if that was possible for me during a live session. But I think I have pretty much held my pants together on this one. So let's see. ES is making new highs after new highs. That's nice. Mm-hmm. I'm asking myself constantly, does it matter really if anybody is watching or not? And honestly, the answer that I'm getting each time is I don't give a fuck. Because I know my skill. I know what I do. I know how I do it. No matter what anybody else says or what idea they have of me, I don't give a fuck about it, bro. That's not a jab at somebody in person. It's just simply me talking to myself. Like, I don't give a fuck. I'm still going to do what I am going to do, right? There you go, high taken. Remove these from the scene. I'll leave that gap be for any future reference when and if required. I do believe this session might not be as long as I think I was going to go, because, well, no reason actually. I just can't keep talking at the moment. I mean, I'm like, unfortunately or fortunately for my first day, I have nothing much to show on a live stream, and that is where that's definitely getting to my head. I thought all this time that gap is nothing. Like, it's important. It's important in a sense, but like I'm not just marking it out simply. I do that shit. I just keep marking gaps. That's how I know which one's the right one. Anyway, so what was I saying? I completely forgot my train of thought. Yeah, I just cannot keep talking, and that is getting to my head. Right. So I have nothing to show for these live streams for today, as I've only opened one trade, and that too was with a wrong stop and a stop out, right? So yeah, pretty much nothing to show for today so far, and the PM session also seems a bit lackluster, even though I'm keeping myself agile and available. Still, the market is a bit not so much in the mood, like. Okay. I'm looking at my phone right now as I'm checking out the live video itself. The latency is of about 8-9 seconds. That's the delay, and I think that's decent, pretty much. The clarity is also there, and Juno's face is also visible very clearly right in the center of the chart. Oh, I saw that dropping on the live stream instead of watching it on the real chart. Caught my eye. Like, okay, can it continue? It's not just the drop. Can it continue is the question. Can it really displace? I think we should be ready now. Yep, that's exactly what I was just saying. Now let me see if this breaks down further, taking that low and leaves a gap. ES should also comply. Abomination. Denied. All right. That was denied very clearly. That's okay. Still waiting. I'll keep waiting. I've developed a lot of patience, you know. I can do this quietly. I do this every day quietly. I mean, it's not an issue, really. Waiting is now like part of the. Actually, it's not like, it is the part of the process, right? You're following a particular process, and waiting is a part of it. So with time, you realize that process doesn't exist if you don't wait for the right time or for the right price, you know. ES is trying to be kind of interesting, but rejecting continuously, so not interesting again. It's trying to show some weakness, which is very weak. I mean, in fact, the weakness is also very weak, honestly speaking. It's not what I'm looking for, honestly. I know what I'm looking for. I want to see speed and displacement, and then I'll be looking at, you know, these lows. Maybe, just maybe even that low, but the way it's moving, that seems highly unlikely until unless there's a decent speed that comes in. The aim is to capture decent moves and not just, mini moves. Like it's pointless to open yourself to so much risk. I mean, it's a waste of energy, it's a waste of time, and it's a lack of respect for the risk. When you do that, you don't really respect the risk that you're facing and that you are, enduring. Can we rip lower? Nope, denied again. That is the 1330 open right there. I like the fact that it made a small wick and is now trying to go higher right after the open. Because what? AMD, right? Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. See that? Know about that? You should, because, well, it works. Where is 11 o'clock? Right there. Okay. Just gonna mark that level. Something I want to observe. Hmm. 1 p.m. has the same open as the 10:59 a.m. close and also the 11 a.m. open. Okay. Just something for observation. There's nothing particular. I'm not executing some hidden model or something. I work in very simple manners. I try to keep it as simple as possible. I don't fuck around with it too much now. Especially when a person has been violently burnt and burnt multiple times, right? Then that person really understands that you don't want to fuck around and find out. You just don't want to. Just do what is boring. It's an easy way to make money. Do what's boring. Where you can replicate every day and not overly complicate it and ruin your process. I was again on that chart. Okay, I'm so sorry. I need to be aware of that more. So that's 10:59 close. That's the line that I'm observing. And that is 1300 open, which was right there at that very open. So I'm just observing this price level, particularly 25,314 and a quarter, for no particular reason, like very clear, for no particular reason. I'm just observing simply. I know it's hard to digest if you have not really been with the markets. It's just pure observation. There's nothing else. Okay. I do believe the audio should be functioning a bit better now. Actually, I just made a difference in the settings. So let me just give it a check. Yeah, it's pretty much decent actually. I almost feel like I've chosen a very shitty day to live stream. Just absolutely lackluster. I mean, look at. Actually, let's just look at all price moves. I mean, that's just so much fun. Look at this session. No, sorry, this session. Such a beautiful session. Like, look at that. Right? Equal lows, 943. Actually, the high was taken, came down, filled that gap, took that low. I think ES did take that low if I'm not wrong. Because I traded that and I failed to book profits. I was failing because I was waiting for NQ to take that. See right there. ES took that low by the pip. I was trading ES only. I had shorted where? I think right here. Where did I short? I think I shorted. Yeah, I shorted here. Sorry, on this gap right there. If you trade consciously, you'll remember your trades. I shorted right there with that stop, and I was aiming for this low, but I thought NQ would deliver, but NQ did not, and then reversed on me very quickly. And well, I failed to improvise. So there's that. See, now that's a beautiful session overall. Like there's some sort of a movement going on. This is like dull, very dull. Even I'll not say boring, not boring. It's not boring for me because I'm in a habit of watching it now. But it's definitely dull. And if it's such a dull market condition, trust me, you don't want to get lucky here because then you'll think that this works all the time and it's wonderful and let's do it every day. And you'll fuck up and you'll spiral. You'll spiral like hell. Don't do that shit, man. It's very hurtful. Just give me a moment. I'll be back. Okay. 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 I think I ran that on loop. All right. Still waiting. Being very disciplined. By the way, I'm not saying that discipline is not important, but your discipline does not pay you. You know that, right? What pays is your decision. Again, I learned this from another trader, Justin. I realized that what he said made so much sense. Like, it's a decision. You get paid for making decisions. And if you fuck that up, you'll not be paid. As simple as that. In fact, money will be taken from you. And it's my decision today to not trade so far because the market has not presented me anything that's worth trading or worth putting my money in. I'm not going to stress this session for very long again because it's just slowly ripping higher and it's not something I'm looking for. And as it spends more time there, I realize it is moving more towards a consolidation stage rather than you know an impulsive stage. But yeah, there's still time on the clock, and I'm just looking at maybe 2:30. I think 2:30 would be the right amount of time that would have been given. Like the last hour is interesting sometimes, but watching today, I actually last hour might be interesting. Okay, I think I might have to stay. Okay, okay. This session might not be as small as I thought it would be. Mostly on days like this, the last hour tends to be just a bit more on the animated side. And well, let's see. I mean, I'm not going to end the session by the way. When I say I'm going to end the session, I'll still be watching the market. I'll just end the live stream. That's what I was saying, by the way. Because it's getting too boring. Actually, a good part of this is, right, this consolidation is when the move comes, it will be very obvious. It will not fuck around. It will be like very clear. I had to deal with fear of missing out a lot. The stuff that one goes to become a trader is like almost unbearable. It's like actually it's like Wolverine, the adamantium one, right? It's like the Wolverine in the making, or Steve Rogers from Captain America, right? Like that painful process. I mean, that's still like it ends very fast, no doubt. Whether it be Wolverine or whether it be Captain America, that process ends very fast. But that is the very process, that pain, and you go through it every fucking day. And every day you show up, you come to the market hopeless, like literally hopeless that anything is going to work out. But you show up nonetheless. बिल्कुल हिम्मत नहीं है, बिल्कुल जान निकली हुई है, but you'll still come, you'll still attend, and you'll still trade, right? You'll still understand the market, you'll still put the analysis and the hours in, the effort in it, and you'll get nothing for I don't know how long. In fact, most of the things would be taken from you, because anybody who enters this field, including myself, I'm no special one. I have also done the same, and I have seen everybody do the same as well. If you talk, like if you watch any traders interviews, it's like you want to go through that pain. Not that you want to, I mean, you yourself are like, no, I'm smart, I am this, I'm that, I've done this, I've done that, this would be easy, this would be a piece of cake. It won't be. It really won't be. It'll fuck you upside down. It's going to take time, it's going to take effort, and it's going to take consistent persistence, right? You keep persisting. You just keep showing up every fucking day. Every fucking day. Whether you take a loss, whether you blow up the account, whether you're wrong, whatever the fuck it may be. But you'll show up still. That's the only way you can learn. Because that's the only way everybody learns. Who really learns. The game is of longevity. It's a long game. Think like that. Think of it like a marathon. A marathon in which you don't even know the obstacles. In fact, you don't even know the path. You've never ran on it before. That's how it will be. And if you try to sprint, well, you'll collapse in between. I've been in days like this before, and it always felt like shit, I'm missing something, I'm missing something, I'm missing something. I should have entered there, I should have entered there, I should have entered there. Something, some or the other thought. And if I mentioned this in my TradingView bio, I will not give you signals. I will tell you when not to trade. And that's exactly what I'm telling you here. I mean, these two live streams for the NQ session have been exactly like that. I'm telling you when not to trade. It's not that you don't have a trade or you don't have something panning out. Something else or the other is panning out, like in all of these candles. If you really see, you will see a fair value gap, you will see a structure shift, you will see a stop run, and you will see a delivery to the target. But you will miss the point if you do that. because the point is not of the trade, the point is of the mindset. See, if you spoil your mindset, it takes double the effort. Like it literally takes double the effort. It will not be easy. So best don't fuck up. Don't fuck up your mindset. Not on the market. That's not what I'm talking about. Not with the money. Nothing matters. Don't fuck your mindset up. If you trade these range bound conditions, you will fuck your mindset up, because I did exactly that. I know what it feels like. I know you want to be there, but just don't be. Just don't be. It's okay. You will get better opportunities on better days. There's the 1350 macro running. We have a shift on the 2-minute chart, 1-minute chart, 3-minute chart. 2-minute is opening a gap, but still yet to open, because there's still like 1 minute remaining on the candle. 1 minute has already opened up the gap. But honestly, I want to see something more. Like maybe, like if you see ES, does it look like it wants to go down? Not yet. So if ES says not yet, what would NQ say? Well, not yet. Exactly. I do believe this would be a good setup on the 3-minute chart if it actually gets presented. It's still not presented. So let's see. I want to see a big candle. I want to see that gap open. I don't want to see it revisiting this gap. Not yet. It's not confirmed that this will be a breakaway gap, but I want to see this break away first. It has not yet broken away. And then I want to see this gap open. That's how we are that's how we are doing it. I don't want to see this gap closed at all. Why? Because we've been in consolidation, and if we are breaking out of that consolidation, if we are breaking out, you want to see speed and you want to see lack of entries. See that speed, and I want this to be open. If we cover that up, well, I'm not touching it again. I'll wait again. Wait. The way it has ejected. Let's see, we still have 1 minute remaining on the 3-minute candle. Still watching that. Let's see how it closes, what it does. If it does what I'm expecting it to do, like a bearish, strongly bearish candle, with little or no wick. That's what is expected for me to hold the idea. If it rejects like this, I'll wait for the next candle. I'll see what it does. Because if it rejects, the next candle is most likely going to go for the high, or at least come close to the high, or it is going to hit that gap, and that is not where I'm interested to enter. Even though the setup is kind of there, but no. Okay, candle looks okay, but what are we doing? See the situation here, the chart here. You can only go in short here when this candle rips lower, like 2 minutes 35 seconds, they should boom, explode lower. Only then can you anticipate a further lower run. Otherwise, yeah, bro, just stay away. And check ES out. ES is absolutely unsupportive at the moment, even though NQ has shown some willingness, some sort of bearishness. ES has not done the same, right? I'm looking at this. I can enter a range bound condition, but I don't want to. I want. What am I talking about? Actually, I'm talking about, this low right here, like this gap also, and that 2 minute gap from behind, and we get into that and then we move higher. That's one thing. But like I said, I'm not interested in that. And no, I will not be touching that. I want to see this rip lower. Rip lower. Only then can anything be entertained. 15-minute candle looks pretty decent so far. 30 seconds still remaining. So let's see what it does. Sorry. Again, the same mistake. Right. So 15-minute candle looks decent, but still 19 seconds. Let's see what it does. If it does, no, it did not do what I thought it was doing. Still 8 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nah. It's most likely a bullish scenario. Short term, obviously. And no, I'm not interested. Doesn't interest me at the moment. Short term bullish scenario. All right. It's too range bound. Don't touch this. Look at what the market has done so far. Right from 10:45 till now, it's still stuck in this range. Let it leave in some form or manner. Let it leave. Only then touch it. And like I said, I wanted to see that open, and now I'm not interested because it did not rip lower. Hmm. ES is about to take the high. I realized my demonstration arrow was not on. So you can see the small bullish scenario unfolding at the moment, but that was not the scenario I was expecting, honestly. I was looking at this low right there to be taken. So what do I mean when I say that? The market's stuck. I mean, it's very obvious it's stuck. Like it's stuck in this big range and then now stuck in this smaller range. So uh, what I've learned is as the range is about to get bigger, the ranges start to get smaller. That's one thing I picked up from ICT. Like I picked up a lot of things from like almost everything from ICT. But yeah, that's one of the things that I remember picking up as well. First this big range, like which is not big obviously, but still first this range, then we are stuck in this range. So the ranges are getting smaller, and if there is a real move coming, it would be after this range is somewhat broken, or if we just consolidate, right? That could happen too. Oh, again, this was the chart I was talking about. I'm so sorry again. I just forgot. Okay. So ES has taken the high and NQ has just hit the gap, which we are not interested in. Just that it has hit a gap which is there, simply that, nothing else. Mm-hmm. Just humming to kill the silence. That's all. Well, there's no requirement to kill the silence. I wish it would have been a more, in some sense, I wish it would have been a more active day for the market and for me as well. But apparently it has not been. Of course, it's a Monday. I don't like saying that, honestly. I don't like saying that because I don't, um, I don't want to restrict myself in manners saying that it's a Monday or, you know, it's FOMC. When I say FOMC, of course, I'm not trading before that. I mean, AM session, a quick scalp is possible there, but I still don't restrict myself by saying it's a Monday, it's a Tuesday, it's whatever it is, because then that blocks my vision. I cannot see, and if I cannot see, taking a trade is pointless now. It is just blind luck because I cannot see. So yeah, I don't function like that. I don't try to function like that, or it doesn't really help me also. फिलहाल मैं अभी भी देख रहा हूँ उसी लो को. Like I'm seeing these lows, this low. The only point is, the only point of waiting is for the market to align with that. Okay. Hmm. Losing money is no longer about losing money. You're losing your value. you're losing a lot of things. I mean, that's why you don't even bring money to the game. That's the whole point, right? Like, let's say, let's take a scenario that, okay, let's say you're living with your parents, okay? You're living with your parents and you embark on a journey of being an entrepreneur, okay? Let's just keep it that way. You want to be a businessman, okay? And you want to invest in businesses and everything. And you invest in something, you put your effort, you put your heart and soul into it, and that business fails, okay? Before that business failed, everything was working with your parents and with anybody in that relationship, maybe brother, sister, maybe even, partner, anything it could be. It was functioning like that, okay? But then when you lost that money, you thought that you lost everything. That was your first ever loss, and you thought you lost everything. You lost your dreams, you lost your ambition, you lost your relationship with your parents or whatever, like your family. You were judged, you were blamed for not being right about it or not making the right choice, wasting the money, all that trauma, like all that emotional trauma that comes with it. So next time you'll embark on such a journey, that will come in the way. Every time, even if you lose a little bit of money, like let's just say you lost $100, okay? You'll be like, fuck, everything is lost. It's over. It's never going to be better. Because it's not just about losing money now. You remember that past experience. You remember losing money and then losing, in a sense, your family, losing your respect in the family, losing the love, being judged, being blamed, right? You remember all of those things, not just one thing. And then if you bring that very thought, that very understanding, that very pain to trading, what will you do? Every loss now is every time you lose a bit of money or even a lot of money, who gives a fuck, right? Whatever you lose, you are associating it as a personal failure. You are associating it as a personal failure. So isn't it better to not even bring money to the game? Not saying you don't need to, solve that, but actually you don't need to be very frank, you don't need to. You can just never work upon it, but just simply not bring money to the game. You could do that, that's possible. And eventually, as you not bring money to the game and money starts flowing, that pain is gonna fade away. Like that's what time does, it fades away the pain, because now you're in a habit of having money flow without thinking about money. You're not focused on the money, you're not focused on how much you're losing, how much you're making, you're simply focused on the process. Time does the rest. Time does the rest. I saw this post from a trader. I don't remember his name. On Twitter, of course, on X. So it's a bit up close and personal. I'm thinking now, should I share it or not? But it's like kind of up close and personal. because I saw his post, and the post was that he made around over $700,000 in 26 days, 26 trading days, right? That's what he did. And that day when I saw his post, and it was not about the amount, it was not about the number of days, it was about what he wrote afterwards. It's practice. It's years of effort that is showing up in 26 days, and you think it's just 26 days, but it's years of effort. And that 700 grand is like in my mind stuck. Not in the sense of money, like I don't know, I know it's money, that's money I'm talking about, but the feeling is not about the money, it's about what he put in. What he went through. I mean, that's what we are really talking about. That 700 grand is just something, it's like a lens for you to, analyze that this person has done something. And in this world, I would say that such a lens may be necessary. I don't believe that, but it may be necessary. The way you see it or whatever, it might be required. Because you won't, like if the results are not shown, if there is nothing to count for, then you cannot see a person, right? Because you're not connected heart to heart. So the result is what we are seeing. But whenever I see a result after that, specifically after that, actually after that very post, whenever I saw a result of anything, not just trading, like anything, literally, like there was this singer I was watching, a performer, like he was very good, very, very good. Okay. Like for me, he was very good. I really loved his performance. So I was watching him and he put his heart and soul into it. He's doing concerts after concerts after concerts, but it's not about the money. He is getting paid for it, sure, but it's not about the money. You are seeing the fame, you are seeing the money. What about the effort? जो उतनी मेहनत सालों की, उतना दर्द, what about that? I'm not telling you to go looking for that कि what they went through, क्या क्या उन्होंने किया, क्या नहीं किया, कितना झेला. I'm not even talking about that. I'm just simply saying understand the value behind that money or that fame. उसके पीछे की जो वैल्यू है वो ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है. दैट मनी कम्स फ्रॉम यू, दैट मनी कम्स फ्रॉम दैट सिंगर, दैट मनी कम्स फ्रॉम दैट ट्रेडर. That money doesn't define him being a trader or him being a singer. It doesn't define that. The value that you get from, like the value that is actually behind, is what you need to see, what has been put in. And you don't need to know everything. You don't need to know what all pains they went through or how much time it took. It doesn't really matter. But बस एक बार नजरिया चेंज करके देखो. You try to look behind that. Try to look above money, beyond money, beyond fame, beyond wealth. In fact, just try to look beyond that, and you'll see there is a lot of value that the person has put in themselves. अपने अंदर उन्होंने क्या क्या नहीं डाला to get there, and they did not, even though you can say they are making money, you can say what they are making money, right? So you say they are making money, but that's not why they started. They started because they wanted to do it. Jaise for me, I did not start trading to make money. That's a fact. I mean, I know I came into the money making business, but I did not start to make money. My original vision was I wanted the freedom, and I forgot that in the process. I really did. Like for years I forgot that in the process. I was like, I need to make money. I need to make money. No, I need to make this money. There is no other way. I have to get this payout. I have to clear this account. I have to, take that $100 to, I don't know, 1,000, 10,000, whatever. But I have to do this. I need that money. And the money never came. It never came. Because you're focused on the wrong things. You're putting value inside money, which is not a value, which is just a medium. It cannot have that value. Like it is said, money is just an energy. It will come to you if you are above it. If you are not above it, you lack it. That's the way it is. It's like either be above money and have it, or be below money and not have it. The choice is very obvious, I think. But just कभी एक बार बस सोच के देखो, just look beyond that. अरे विराट कोहली को देखो, just look at Virat Kohli, okay? He has wealth, he has fame, but what got him there? Did he play cricket for money? Maybe he did, I don't know that honestly, but definitely that's not how he ended it. He was focused on his game. कैसे मैं इसको improve करूँ? How to, he was, I think there was some interviews, I don't remember very well, but I do remember listening about him practicing a lot. Like a lot. So that's the value. That man is the value. The effort that he has put in it is the value. You are now seeing the success, you're now seeing the fame, you're now seeing the money, and you're like, dude, I want that because that's valuable. That is not the real value, and that's why you are lost, because you think वो value वहाँ पे है, अगर मैंने वो पैसा जनरेट कर लिया या फिर वो फेम जनरेट कर ली तो मेरे पास वो वैल्यू आ जाएगी. नहीं आएगी. You need to create that value beforehand, before you get any money, any fame. That value has to come in first. Now what am I doing here? I'm simply sitting, talking to myself, talking to the air in the room, and I'm just watching the market. I'm not doing anything. Okay, I'm literally not doing anything. I'm just watching. But if right now, let me think, oh, the market moved this much, I should have made this much money, I should have made 1% profit, I should have made, maybe I should have cleared, I should have sold there on that high candle, I should have bought back here, then again gone long here in this fair value gap and to that high. It will only cause you more regret and more problems, because you're viewing from the wrong lens. You're viewing from the wrong perspective. It's not about the money. I know it is about the money. I understand that. I relate to the feeling because I've been there. But it's not about the money. If you make it about the money, I assure you, you'll not get it. And once you get it, even if you do get it by, God's wishes or whatever you want to think of it, luck, you may get it, but you lose it as quickly as you got it. Because you're putting value in the money when it is not the value. It is a byproduct. Yep. It's a byproduct. I did not remember. I just completely forgot that word. Money, fame, a big house, a big car, a luxurious house, a luxurious car, or whatever, whatever you can think of. These are all byproducts. They are automatically there. I mean, if you create value inside yourself, if you learn the skill, if you understand some, if you know how to make something function, you are the value. You are that is holding the value. It's nothing else. I cannot stress this enough upon myself, because I understand this now. Like I honestly do. I feel this in my heart now. I have no confusions with that. I'm not sitting here for the money. If I would have been sitting here for the money, I would have already pressed, I don't know, 4 to 5 times, gone long here and stopped out. Uh, 3 to 4 times gone short there and stopped out, or done something. That could have been anything, n number of things. You can't do it for the money. As simple as that. You got to be the value first. Be the value. You do you understand? I'm not telling you to create the value. Be the value. Once you be the value, money is automatically going to flow. It's meant to. It cannot. Money cannot change that for you. You can change that for money. I think I feel like ICT right now. Not in the sense of the market, of course. Like I went on a complete rant. That's what I felt. But honestly speaking, talking about that did make me feel a lot better, because मैं बहुत सी चीज़ें, because like I said, I'm an introvert, majorly an introvert, okay, and I don't talk much. I don't like talking too much. Like I prefer being quiet. So there tends to be pent up things जो मेरे अंदर भरी रह जाती हैं, and I never speak about it, even though they are maybe on the right track or whatever you want to say, like whatever, however you want to put it, वो concern नहीं है, but they remain inside. And I, from the very start of my, not trading, I mean from the very start of my life, I would say, I mean as soon as I had some sense in myself, I was fond of talking as in maybe a conversation also, sure, no doubt about that, but I always wanted to express myself. But due to variety of reasons which we'll not get into, at least not now, it got suppressed. And I was the one to, actually I'm not blaming anybody by when I'm saying I don't want to talk about it right now. It's not because I'm blaming somebody else, it's simply because I don't want to talk about it right now. I was the one that suppressed it. I suppressed myself and not expressing myself. That created pent up feelings, anger, and that showed up on the charts, because now where can I express? Like this is the best place to express, right? The charts. Draw anything you like, do anything you like, nobody to tell you otherwise, nobody to tell you that this is wrong, this is right, like nobody's watching over you, right? You are here on the charts yourself. Let's do whatever the fuck we want to do, because finally we can express. And that's what happened with me. I mean, for years on this chart, I have just expressed myself doing shit that I knew I did not have to do. Like I literally knew, even in that very moment, I knew I should not be doing that, but I still did it. Like I knew I should not be fucking with that stop in the GBP, like this London session, but I did it. Because I want to express. And since that's a repressed feeling, that's a suppressed feeling, it will show up where I least expect it. I think I'm being technical. I think I'm being smart. I think I'm being right, skillful, whatever you want to say. I have the technical power to understand the markets, right? But it's not that. It's simply me just wanting to express myself. When I came, to the conclusion with that fact, it was kind of sad, honestly. It was not painful, it was just sad. Let's just for a moment focus on the market before I move on any further, because I'm watching ES. ES is looking slightly energetic, even though the moment I said it just pulled back like anything. So yeah, ES is looking a bit energetic, and let's see if we see the same continue, and let's see if NQ कुछ provide करता है तो. Now, why am I interested in NQ? Because ES doesn't even look like a short, honestly speaking. In fact, NQ also doesn't look like a short. I'm just, none of them look like they're going down, and they don't even look like they're going up because none of the stops are being taken. Now look at that. See here, no stops taken, right? This is like equal lows. No, these stops were not traded. These stops were not traded. These stops were not traded. These stops. See, this stop, this stop, this stop, this stop. None of them were rated. Just continuing. And I don't like to entertain those scenarios, especially for a long. I mean, if I want to see a long here, I would have wanted, like something significant taken out. Like for example, let's just say that it rushes down right now, like in a few candles, and it makes it till here, or maybe actually the best point, it makes it till here. Let's say I'm not in the sell. Okay, let's just say it comes down till here, which is highly unlikely, seeing the range of the market and seeing the time that we are in. We are already at 2:30. So I know it's highly unlikely, but I'm just simply painting a scenario. Let's say if it comes here, and then it presents to me something that shows that it's going long, like the 2022 model, right? If that gets presented here after that, that's when I'm looking to go long. But before there is any stop run, I don't even want to entertain this small range, because entertaining this is just stupid. That's what I would say. I mean, it's just stupid because you're just training yourself into bad habits. No, tomorrow in this very live stream, I'll be doing shit, like, because the market would be more volatile, would be more clear, there would be more movement, and you'll just forget about it, right? You'll forget about this day. I'm not saying that this day needs to be forgotten. I'm not talking in that respect. It's just simply that I have seen better days, okay, simply speaking, and I want to be on that better day side, and I would gladly give these little profits up, these little runs, from small liquidity pools inside the ranges and running to highs and lows. I would gladly give that up to have a consistent, trading process where I'm not trying to sabotage myself in any manner. मैं अपने आप को खुद को ही गिराने की कोशिश नहीं कर रहा हूँ. I'm just trying to, where I'm not trying to be, where I am consistent, where I'm looking for the right thing. अगर, क्योंकि again, like I told you in the last session, right, number of trades बढ़ाने से profit नहीं बढ़ता है. I mean, I have thought this for a long time, and I fought at this for a long time with myself as well, कि जितना मैं ट्रेड्स लगाऊंगा उतना ज़्यादा मुझे प्रॉफिट होगा. That is a very wrong analogy. It doesn't work like that. You can open 2 trades on the week and be profitable, and you can open 20 trades on the week and still be profitable with the same profit margin. And I've done that. I'm not even kidding. It's not like I'm giving you a hypothetical scenario. I've actually done that. Like I took, I think 3 trades or 4 trades for that week. It was like long back as in not very long back, like 3-4 months, I guess. So I took 3 to 4 trades that week, and I was like 3.5% up, okay, with 0.5% risk obviously per trade. So I was like 3.5% up, and then the next week I took like 15 or 17 trades, and I was like 1.5 or 2% up. And that's where it hit me, like, dude, there is a flaw in the logic. My logic says that if we open more trades, we make more profit, but the data says that that is not so. Every other experienced trader, including my mentor, ICT, says otherwise. But you are hell-bent on the logic that if we open more trades, we open more profits. If you open more trades, you open yourself to more risk. That's it. There's nothing else to it. And if you're opening yourself up to more risk, what does that mean? You are at an equal risk of a loss, and that will bleed into your chart. You will see it happening. High probability trade setups. I mean, I'm not trying to put a number on trades, okay? I don't like to do that. Like I said, I don't like being restricted in any manner. But when I say that, I also have to understand at the very same time that I will have to be very conscious with what I do, like extremely conscious. If you don't want to be restricted, you need to be very conscious of what you are doing. You need to be aware of it. Conscious doesn't mean conscious, but awareness, consciousness, right? Consciousness. Huh. I am so glad to be here, and I'm so glad I've not touched this market today. Like, not because it would have burnt me or I would have been at a loss. I'm like, dude, it would have fucked my mind up. Now tomorrow, let's just think about this. You have a day like this, okay, like this range bound day, and you take profitable trades. I'm not saying that took a loss, okay. Let's say whatever you did, you just took some profitable trades. You sold here, you bought here again, you sold there. Like, you took a few profitable trades, okay. In this, like, right, you sold there, on that fair value gap, structure shift fair value gap, right, model 2022. You sold there and the stop was on the high, it was not taken, and you got out right here at this low, right? That's also a trade, and you were profitable. You took 3-4 profitable trades on the day in this range, okay. Now what that does, I'll tell you. Now you have a day like this. Well, this is also range in a sense, but this is a clear range. It's not range bound, it's a clear range. Now you have a day like this, and now you're looking to do the exact same thing that you did here in this range bound condition, up and down, this and that, taking small trades. You're going to force yourself here to be in a range, and the market would be one directional, and it will fuck you up. Take any session, see right here, you would have been expecting a range. Okay, I'll buy here, like, see that, right? Stop run must be something or the other that tells you, hi, yeah, go long. This is right. You go long and you get stopped out. Then you're expecting, okay, I was stopped out. All right, you'll not see this as a short, you'll still be expecting a long, because you're thinking from what mindset? You're thinking from the range mindset. You're thinking from this mindset right here, and it will not work. Right. We might be seeing some. No, I'm not seeing something. I'm so sorry. I thought we might be seeing something, and no, I did not change my words just by seeing the rejection. I thought there was a rip-off candle, but no, it was not. It was just two separate candles moving lower. So that's why I just dropped that off. Might be there in the 3 minute. Yeah, 3 minute does look a bit interesting. Only if ES was that supportive, and it is not, very clearly. Not yet, at least. Do the right things, train your mindset, and just be. Enjoy. Enjoy sitting with the markets without any sense of transaction. without any money involved. Think of it like this. Okay, if you have a girlfriend or a partner or spouse, whatever, think of it like this. If you're always focused on the money when you're in the relationship, how would that feel? Let's say you're on the other end actually. Let's say your partner behaves like this. Okay, they're like always about the money. You did not bring this money, you did not bring this, you did not do that. How would you feel? Like, how would you feel? That's such a toxic relationship, right? That's a very toxic relationship. And that's exactly what you're building right here when you're inculcating into these range bound conditions, just forcing yourself upon the market, just trying to get the money out. I see that. I see that. But it still doesn't interest me yet. Yes, is Oh, well, give me just one moment, please. I'm checking if I'm audible or not. I'm absolutely audible. Okay. Huh. Okay, so I'm watching ES and it has rejected from the consequent encroachment of that gap. It has taken those stops out for the early PM session. Now the point is to see what it actually does here. Same goes for NQ. Excuse me. The most likely draw is right here for NQ. But like I said, I'm not interested in selling either. It's still range bound and I don't want to entertain it. I'm looking for something very clear and on the face, and there's nothing that is on the face here today. Not so far, at least. I do remember saying that the last hour should be interesting, and we are heading into the last hour, so let's see. Now, honestly, if I'm looking at last hour, I don't know what we'll do in the next 10, 15, 20 minutes, but I'm still looking at that low. And if that gets taken and we have a clear shift in structure and a clear displacement, we could look for longs right till there, not till that high, till there, like till the old high maybe, like the red line, the higher red line. Just make it bolder. But that's something that I'm building up. It's just a story which has not really been a reality yet, right? So there are other factors that I would be weighing in this to understand if that's what needs to be done. But it has to show me something out of the range. Only then would I entertain anything of that sort. Remember this price level right here. Just watching how it behaves there. That is 1330 open right there. Hmm. Hmm. I do believe we could see a run up higher now. Higher as in till there. Again, I'm not counting on the high yet, but let's see. Because ES is behaving nicely right now. It has rejected from that consequent encroachment above that gap, and NQ also has a market structure shift, and we have broken below this level and then broken above it, right? Still not looking for a long. I'm just watching to see if something really, feels like it's clear, it's obvious. Mhm. Just reading up my tools in case there is something that catches the eye. I see that big fat gap in between, and it has my interest. Okay. See, 1 hour is about to end and about to start, and we are still stuck in a range, clearly. I don't think a long should be entertained here, looking at the various time frames. I want to say that I want to go long here. Like, I want to say why, because there is a very clear setup. You see, I did not say a very clear idea. I just said a very clear setup. Okay, it looks pretty clean, neat, and pretty much, taken those stops out and hit that level. I'm going to remove that now. But nah, we are still inside the range. I don't want to entertain it. As much as it can be successful, it can just rip lower for those lows, and I'm not interested to be a part in it. But no doubt the setup is very clean. I mean, if this very setup would have been right after this low was taken, I would have definitely placed the entry by now and with that stop, and we would have been looking for higher highs. But yeah, it's not there, so we're gonna wait. See this range, even in the 15 minutes, like such a tight range. You can get trades in here, no doubt, like absolutely no doubt about that. It's very easily possible, but you don't want to do that. Like, no, just don't do that. It will hurt you eventually, and then you'll realize that, and then you'll be like, why didn't I learn it sooner? And yeah, that's pretty much it. It doesn't make a difference to me in a sense, as in I like that I've been in three lives today, three sessions, right? London, AM and PM. That's I think approximately about 6 hours of live streaming for day one. It doesn't really matter. Now, why I say it doesn't really matter? Because I do this shit every day. So it doesn't really matter. I mean, the only difference is that now I'm making it available to the public in general, to everyone else. That's the only difference. Otherwise, to me, I spend that time anyway with the markets. And I don't speak that much. That's the only difference, like these two differences. And there's nothing else. Everything is just I spend this time every trading day, barely, like obviously life happens and that's okay. I don't complain about it. But yeah, every day, these three sessions, I just sit here, see what the market is doing, do my shit, get the fuck out, and live my own life. See, I'm telling you, don't want to be long in here. It's not the right scenario. I'll put it that way. I realize the disclaimer has been running all this time and we did not open a single trade. And so funny. It's funny in a sense. I mean, not funny in the sense that, hey, why the fuck did you not open any trade? But funny in the sense that the disclaimer was running all this time and I've not even pressed one button. So yeah, as if the disclaimer is for me only. Trade at your own risk. The risk of loss in trading can be substantial. I realize this that the disclaimer can be slightly faster. Is it? No, I think it's pretty much fine. It's okay. I mean, a little bit speed can be increased, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, it should be readable. More important, it's more important that it should be readable than be fast, right? Hmm. You see this slowness in the market. Why is that? It's not because the market's slow per se, because it's in a fucking range. It's in a fucking range. You just wait for it to show you the clear hand. Otherwise, you just stay away. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm just relaxing in my chair, watching the markets. Mhm. I love his spaces, by the way. ICT. I earlier I used to enjoy spaces particularly because of the trading insights that he used to drop. But then with time, I started enjoying spaces for the experience that he provided. And there's this one thing he said. He said that every success brings with it the seed of failure. I mean, I read in a thinking, like in the book Think and Grow Rich, that every failure brings with it the seed of success. And this guy right here is telling me that every success brings with it the seed of failure. And I was like, what are you even talking about? And then it hit me. I mean, like, what he told me afterwards was very interesting because he was like, you're going to do everything right and you're going to fuck up. And I am showing you where you will not notice. You'll not know that you're going to fuck up there, but you're going to fuck up there. Like focusing on the money, right? That's something that you're going to focus upon and you're going to fuck up. You'll not realize that. You'll be in this run like God knows for years. And you'll be like, I'm doing everything right, but you're fucking up. It's not working. For some reason, it's just not working. You're not consistent because money was in the scene. When you take money out of the scene, now you are here for the market. Now, in most likelihood, in most likelihood, still waiting for this candle to close and give me some confirmation, but in most likelihood, you would see why this should not have been a long. Mm, no, I am not. I'm not thinking that no, now I've said it, now it has to go down. I don't think like that anymore. Honestly, it doesn't hurt my ego. You don't come in the markets with ego and expect it to happen. You just watch. The candles are telling me that that low would be taken. And this was the long entry, right? That I was not anticipating. I was watching and I was like, nah, bro, this is not the long. This is not the long you are looking for. Mm, that could have been a sell, but again, that's the range bound idea, right? I know it was difficult for me. It still is slightly difficult for me to ignore such traits and such ideas, but it's not impossible now because I've done it multiple times. I'm like, dude, we are not engaging the range because I know I see a trade. It's possible. It's not even, I won't even say that's low probability because the candles are telling you that. right? But you do not enter in a range bound condition because the market is in a range. As simple as it's consolidating. It can do shit that you're not expecting it to do, and you would not know what to do. So neither this is a short nor this is a long. Had the condition been slightly different, I would have taken that short when the gap was hit right here. But those are not these conditions. This is a very different scenario altogether. And I believe the next candle would tell us what we want to know. I'm just going to place a PNL. No, I'm not going to place a PNL. I mean, it doesn't look good on the live stream. I'm like, I place a PNL to show, to show a wrong trade. Okay, possibly a wrong trade again. That's what I'm looking for. But then it's all right. Who gives a fuck, right? That was the trade idea originally for a bullish run to those highs, right? And this will fail. Let me write it there so that it's visible. This will fail right there. It almost feels like I'm showing off. I'm telling you I'm not showing off. I'm simply following the candles, and it is what it is. And there you go. Stopped out right there. I was telling you that was not a long. God. You think this stop is protected, right? we can change the PNL. We can place the stop here, and that will also be taken. And there it is, right there. Dude, this is simple as fuck. But you have to follow your own rules. You have to follow your own, awareness. You have to be with the markets. There is nothing else. You have to be with them. Do I think now we can go long? Mm, obviously, we cannot go long here, common sense. But because ES is kind of complying with the long idea, and you can see the divergence there, but I'm not basing an idea for just on divergence. Like divergence is you're expecting that when you're already like, let's suppose I was bullish right here, okay, so I'm expecting that there would be some kind of divergence, like NQ will take a low and ES will not, or ES would take a low and NQ would not, something like that. But here, no, I'm still not interested. I mean, it is just going to eventually gravitate towards these lows, which I've been pointing out for God knows how long. See, that's what I said in the early session, like the previous session as well. I just don't know, and I can never get to know, and I'm not even now trying to get there where I know what time it will move, where. I'm following price. I know the general time, like the 2 hour window, 1 hour window, whatever it may be, but I don't know the exact time of it. But that's exactly where it's going. Had the market been cleaner, I would have taken a shot, which I was expecting from the AM session. I mean, from here, I was expecting a shot. Short. No shorts. I want to remind you, not see again, you think that is value. I told you, right, the money example, that you think the value is the money and not the person behind it, the person who is generating the real value. This is exactly like that. On this very candle, when it was here, it was not even till here. You can check the live stream. It was somewhere here. And I said, now you will see why this was not a good long, right? That's where I said it. Now I'm not saying it to tell you, see how good I am. That's absolutely not what I'm telling you. I'm simply saying this movement right here is not the value. I am the value. I am sitting here patiently watching the markets, watching the market do its thing and aligning myself constantly with it. I mean, look at these fucking fluctuations. Just look at this. Like, who is the real value here? You think this drop down here was the value? You made some money on it? Nah, that is not the value. The person taking the decision is the value, himself, herself, like whatever that person may be. That person holds the value. That person is the value. This idea, this concept, whatever you want to talk about, like, this is not the value. And see, I did exactly what I say I was going to do. I'm going to tell you where not to trade. And that's exactly what I told you. This is not a long. As much as it looks like such a clean setup, like clear displacement, a big gap, and in some sense you could say a stop run, like you could pick that stop and you could say that's a stop run. Absolutely, you could do that, but you would fail, as you can see right here. That's why I'm telling you not to engage in range bound conditions. I mean, just wait. Just wait. There are better days. If you just patiently wait, there are better days. And you want to be trading in those better days. If you burn your mental capital and your financial capital during these days, you're going to regret it on the days where it actually works. Now see, where are we in terms of price and in terms of time? I'm looking at these lows, this low, maybe that gap. I mean, it's not a very interesting gap. I know it's a very small gap right there. It's not at all interesting, but still it has my bit of attention. I'm not going to drag it. It's already too clumsy here. In fact, I wanted to remove this, but since the market has very clearly used it, I don't want to remove it right now. And this was 1 hour, right? Yeah, 1 hour. That's a 1 hour fair value gap, and I'm still waiting for these lows to be taken, particularly these lows. Let's see how the market behaves once it takes these lows. Tongue twister right there. Once it takes these lows, right? Better. So once we have that, then we'll see how the market behaves, because it's the last hour running. We have been in a range bound condition. We have taken the high, we have consolidated, we are breaking down, and we are going for these stops right there. A more interesting approach would be this run. Like, why? See, I am telling that this can be an area of engagement only because of one reason. Like, there is only one reason behind it. because we are in the last hour. That's the only reason. And if we actually present something within that time window to go, a longer run, I would entertain it. I would entertain it. Like, not ki I would be like, no, it should come there. No, it should not. It doesn't need to, because the last hour. Until unless it breaks down from there. Now, once it breaks down, I think by the end of the hour, it will be like somewhere here, and then there would be the 1550 macro, which may take prices higher or may not take prices higher. I mean, that is like, it depends. You see the candles and you predict it right there, like, like a couple minutes before. So if that happens, then I'm not touching it again. I'm like, it's okay. I'll let it be. I'll leave this day completely be. But if we reject right from here, and not just reject, I mean, we present a proper setup, and ES also supports that idea in some sense, then and only then would we be looking for any kind of longs. Otherwise, it's just been a plain day in terms of trades open, but lots of lessons. I mean, honestly, it's a very good day, because you, even ICT, like, I am an Indian, okay? I am an Indian, and the approach that we Indians hold for a guru is very, very much different. I'm not saying it's bad. Again, it's not bad. I'm not complaining about the other side in any manner. I'm just simply saying the approach that we hold when it comes to gurus is very, very respectful. Very, very respectful. So I have learned like a fucking lot from him, like a lot. So in many times I would speak like him, I would act like him, I would do like him. In certain scenarios, of course not. I'm not his carbon copy, of course not, and I don't want to be either. I want it to be free. I got into this business to be free. I don't want to be a carbon copy of somebody, even if that is my guru. So that's a different thing altogether. But we have a sense of respect, okay? And I'm not saying, again, I'm not trying to diminish anyone. I'm not trying, मैं किसी को छोटा दिखाने की कोशिश नहीं कर रहा. I'm just simply saying what I feel. That is all. So we have a lot of respect for our gurus, and we function in that very manner. We don't question. Like, when I started learning ICT, the videos and everything, when I watched the first few videos, like Scout Sniper series, Precision Trading series, and I checked into my charts, and I was like, dude, this guy is on point. And as I dwelled more into it, I was inclined towards making him my guru, like for trading. That was the whole approach. And that faith in him kept on growing stronger. That connection kept on getting stronger with time. Like, see how I'm not, again, see how did I know that this candle right here would drip off and go to that low? How did I know that? I'm not saying this is my skill. I did not make this skill. I learned it. I learned it from ICT, watching him do it every fucking day, in his live streams, in his other videos, listening to him talk in spaces. I mean, I've spent most time with him. When I think about people, I mean, I think I've spent second most time with him. I won't say most, but yeah, the second most time I've spent with a person is ICT. It could even be competing for the first position, honestly speaking, because, well, I'll not get into the because, but yeah. So that's how much respect I have for the guy. No matter what he does in his personal, that's his personal agenda, that's his personal understanding, that's his personal life. I mean, who the fuck am I to say anything? Like, dude, I want freedom. I want everybody else to be free as well. That's the whole point. Now, okay. Mm, no, I'm still looking at that low. Like I'm not looking at this. Like I'm not looking at this as a long. I'm still looking at that low. I'm least interested. I'm like today the market has been very range bound. For the lack of a better word, it has been very range bound, and AM session has been one directional pretty much. Not enough space for any kind of movement, no stop runs, nothing. And this is also over in my opinion. I mean, I have nothing to do here anymore. I know it's very unlikely that I'm going to open any position now, not because time is running out or anything. It's simply because the market does not have enough time to present something now, and it is far away from everywhere. You see, like whether you say that high, whether you say that low, it's just it's right in the middle, right? Right now it's right in the middle. And what's the time? It's 15:30 already. We've just like half an hour, and in fact we have just 20 minutes. Once the 1550 macro kicks in, that's a different ball game altogether. Like that's a very different scenario. Like 1550 macro is fun. Like I've watched it for months and weeks and days, whatever, and I have many times predicted the direction as well, and I've even traded it for sure, no doubt there. But that requires a much more clearer condition. Right now, the condition that the market is in, I'm expecting a consolidation even with the 1550 macro. Right now, from this limited perspective that I have, I still have 20 minutes on the chart to really say what the 1550 macro will do. But from the current perspective, looking at what the market has done and what it is still doing, no, I think it would majorly be a consolidation. I thought I'll close the live stream, but no, I'll not. I'll move into the 1550 macro and then we'll see. If you want to take anything from this live stream, take this one thing. You are the value. It's not that market move, it's not that trade, it's not that money. You are the value. In this scenario, I am the value. Nothing else. Nothing else. Okay, who showed up on this live stream? I did, right? Who showed up every day, even though in that pain, in that struggle, taking those losses for years in a row? Who showed up every day even after that? I did. And then now if I make money and if I predict correct moves, if I have the clear understanding of the market, I would say the market is the value or the money is the value. None of them are. I am the value. I have created this. I worked for this. I have put my heart and soul into it. When I tell you that I spend almost 6 hours a day every day with live market, I mean that shit. In fact, sometimes it's over 6 hours. Today, for the live stream purposes, it was limited in a sense. Dude, 6 hours every day, Monday to Friday with the market. Getting bored, like literally getting bored. You're not doing anything it's not like I'm there 6 hours, so I'm taking 600 trades. Not at all. Sometimes there are no trades. Sometimes there's just one trade. Sometimes there are 5 trades. I mean, it's a fluctuating thing. And sometimes when I'm tilted, there would be 20 trades for those 6 hours. But who holds the value? I hold the value. Being present here every fucking day. Even if I blow up an account right now, I would still show up tomorrow. Nothing can change that. Nothing will change that because that's what I'm doing. This is the business that I've chosen for myself. And when I actually blowed up accounts and took huge losses, like I've blown thousands of dollars. Okay, thousands of dollars in you know, broker accounts, and still after all that pain, after that 2 year span majorly, that was a 2 year span where I lost a decent amount. Let's say, let's keep it that way. After that 2 years, who showed up, remembering that I have lost so much money, I've been in so much pain, the market has hurt me so much, money doesn't come to me. Who the fuck showed up? I showed up. I was the one that was there. I am the value. And nobody else, like literally nobody else on earth can tell me otherwise. Not even me. Because I am the value. I have generated this. I have done this. And well, coming back, if it does not leave this area towards the down, which I'm not expecting right now, I think it's going right there, but it has to move up first. It has not yet moved out of this. So that's, what is that? That is just a short term analysis. That's not a trade idea. Do not, I mean, the disclaimer is still running. Okay, please read the disclaimer and don't take this as trading advice in any manner. Because I'm looking at ES and I'm looking at NQ. It might want, actually no, it might want to go till this high. I don't know about that. Like, I don't know if it will get there, but there's a good chance, a high probability chance that it'll want to take that high out. So let's see. There you go. Watch if this gap can act as support for what? For a higher run to that high. Which, if this candle doesn't reject and the next candle continues, I know that that's a lot of variables, that's a lot of ifs, but that's what it is. If this candle closes, you know, like somewhere at the top with less wicks and the next candle continues, we would be looking at that high. And if this candle rejects, then I don't know. I don't know after that. I'll just wait. It might want to take that low or that, but I don't. That's not what I'm seeing. I'm seeing that high right now. Like I said, if the next candle continues, and the next candle did not continue. Candles talk. It may sound silly, but they actually do. But you got to have the ear to listen to it. I believe this candle should explode in one direction. I'm not sure of the direction right now, but most likely bullish. This candle should be running up higher. There you go. I was wrong. Absolutely upside, but the volatility was expected. Volatility as in the size of the candle was expected. It was expected to be a strong candle. Right now, I'm just grooving. What does that mean actually? I'm just having fun with the market. Like, that's what you do. You just sit, you predict the candle, you're like, you don't take it to the heart. Oh, fuck. The market did this. Damn. This candle should also expand lower. Attacking straight at that low. Which low? This one right here. These lows. Just waiting for the 1550 macro. And it could be a that it could just consolidate like the rest of the day. There you have your low again. See, that was range bound. Just think about this. This is exactly what this was. I know if you're seeing it on a 1 minute chart, it's like this, right? But now look at a 15-second chart. See, we predicted that. And once this broke lower, we also predicted this, right? See that fair value gap breaking structure, that gap filled in, dropped lower to that low. That's range bound trading. It's very simple, but it's not good. It's very, very simple, but it's not at all good. I mean, it will fuck you up. It will not fuck your trades up. I'm telling you, it will fuck your mindset up. And then eventually your trades will get fucked. That's exactly what happens. If that was a bigger range, like, sorry, I mean this one, let's say it was a 5-minute chart. Okay. And let's just suppose that this 15-second chart was a 1-minute chart. Right? That's close correlation. Yeah, right. So this was a good run. This breakdown back into that, but you did not trade that because you're not expecting low price, you were expecting higher prices. But then it broke down, opened a gap in 1 minute, shifted structure, right, making that low. Now because it has left that gap also, like this yellow gap, the consequent encroachment, rejected from there. There's a gap right there. You enter short, you take out at the low. That is range. I mean, it's that simple. I know it is. It feels stupid. Like what kind of a move is that? Exactly. But this is exactly what we do when we are looking at a 5-minute chart or a 1-minute chart. That same thing. What happened here on the 1-minute chart and 15-second chart, that same thing can be correlated to any other time frame for that matter, 15-minute and 5-minute and 15-minute and 3 minutes. You could keep doing that again and again, but it will not help you. That's what I'm saying. 15:45. All right. So what are we looking at? Huh. Okay. My best bet for 1550 is it will want to go lower. That's my best bet. It's a bet. I have no analysis, no skin in the game. I'm not even trading this because, like I said, this is range bound. You don't want to trade that. But my best bet is it would want to go towards these, or at least this low. Like, they are pretty much very close. It would want to take that out as well. So that's my best bet for 1550 macro at the moment. Let's see what the market actually does. We'll be there in like 3.5 minutes. I see ES breaking higher. Was I on the wrong chart all this time? Fuck, please no, don't tell me. I've been talking about it for so long. It's all right. It's all right. It's okay. Shit. I'm so sorry. Oh God. Beautiful. Well, basically I was talking about nothing. I was talking about nothing. I mentioned so many things and I was on the wrong chart. I just saw it. Too late to see it. I was mentioning this gap right here, 15-second, 1 minute, 5 minute, whatever I talked about, it was right here on this chart. And I feel slightly agitated about that. I should have been slightly more careful. It's okay. Nothing lost. It's all right. So still, what am I looking for? Now we are on the NQ chart right there. So my best bet, what I said was for the 1550 macro is right at that low. That's what I'm expecting. Actually, I'll try to stay on one chart from now on. Like this shifting thing, it has gotten me 2 times today. Well, that's a rule I'm setting, and that would be a fucked up thing. I know. Actually, I just best to be aware. Just be aware of the fact as to which chart you're talking about and which chart you're showing. There you go. 3, 2, 1. If that high gets taken out, I think I would have failed. It would have, I think, it would fail my idea. Then most likely it would be going higher, maybe till this gap or something, or maybe even this high. But as long as that high remains intact, I'm looking at this going lower right here, right here. Yeah, I could short that. Let's have fun. No, no, very bad habit. I mean, this is a very bad habit. If you can't respect the risk, best not to take it. And I respect risk, so I'm not going to take that. As long as that high remains intact, I'm still looking for lower prices. Once that high is taken, well, I don't know then. Most likely higher, of course, once that high is taken, but until unless it is taken, I am looking at lower prices. Uh, should we be waiting for it? Well, another 7 minutes won't hurt. I will be ending the stream by 16, that is 4 o'clock right here. Now this candle, well, I was just going to say it should reject lower, honestly. That's exactly what I was going to say. But well, it did not. I think I'm done. I would want to end this, but let's just wait for another 5 minutes and see how the 1550 macro pans out. If it actually does what I said it does, or does it go the opposite direction? That is, takes that high out. Mm, mm. See, watch those equal lows right there on ES for the same run, of course, for the same 1550 macro run into this low. There should be speed on this candle as well, magnitude also, speed and distance. You could say that that can be another entry for a short. No, I'm not taking that. It is not trading advice. Just simply saying there's a stop run, there's a gap which should be presented in 16 seconds. Most likely it would be a gap and a big one. That's your short, looking for that low and that green 1 hour fair value gap, right? And again, I have no skin in the game. I am not trading this. I'm not trading ranges. I've been very clear on that since this live stream. Like I've said that multiple times. So this is not something that you should be trading. That's what I believe. If that's what you want to do, then that's what you want to do. Who am I to say who am I to say anything else? Okay, if ES completes the target, I am going to call it a day. ES is almost there. I think it would require one, maybe two, but most likely one. Just require one candle. I'll show you that. Focus on NQ. ES made another equal low. It has not taken that low yet. Next candle should rip lower for NQ. That's what I'm. Oh. This is the funniest part, Literally, this is the funniest part. I'm not even kidding. It is funny. I don't know if it is for somebody else, but for me, it's really funny. I just say it's going to rip lower and it just rips the opposite direction. I'm like, fuck. So, see, what does that tell me? That I know when the volatility is coming, that's for sure. But the direction of that particular candle is a bit tricky. See, that was the entry right there, right? The one I was talking about, that gap, structure shift, stop run. It came there, took that entry, and ES is yet to take that low. So that adds even more confirmation to this small range bound trade. Next candle should be humongous. Oh, wow. Wow. Look at NQ. That is beautiful. Just love that shit. This should be even more like, something like this only. Same speed running lower. Ah, bro, I am a pro. No, I'm not that smart. Honestly, I'm not. And there you have that low. Clearly taken. Okay, we have that low remaining. But you have that one low. If you haven't booked targets here, I told you the green gap, right? Don't push your luck too much. This was very obvious. Clean 1550 macro run. Juicy. Juicy but very small. And it doesn't fit my appetite. So we are done for today. It was a good session, especially in the last hour. Last hour was very predictable in a sense of candles also, and in the sense of moves also, failed trades also. So yeah, that's one thing. And see you tomorrow for the London session. That would be something. All right. Have a good night, good day, good evening, good morning, whatever, wherever you are.